AI will increase the gap between the rich and the poor, and I'm going to explain exactly how to make sure you end up on the right side of the spectrum as an online agency owner or an online service provider. But before we can even answer this question, we have to answer the question, why are rich people rich? And the answer is pretty simple. They solve problems. They pick a market. The market has a current situation and has a desired situation. They create a product or service that bridges the two, and they get paid handsomely at scale, and that is why they become rich. Okay, now we have to answer the question, is AI going to be able to solve these same problems? And the truth is, yes, but this isn't a binary question. Okay, the true question is, to what extent can AI solve problems? Can AI solve complex problems, and can AI solve problems that not even humans can solve? And for that, to be able to answer those questions, we have to ask, how smart is AI? And the truth is, in 2022, high school AI was high school student level, 2023 undergraduate level, 2024 master's level, and 2025 we are approaching PhD level. And don't take it from me, take it from Dario Amadei, who's Anthropic CEO. They're a company that created Claude. It's a chatbot. And another question that he was asked is, how much of the typical real-world programming tasks can AI do? So how much coding tasks can AI do? And this is tasks that people get paid for. People go to college, they get degrees in computer science to complete these tasks. And in 2024, AI was able to do 3% of these tasks. And now in October 2024, in 10 months, it's able to do 50% of the tasks. That's a huge jump. From 3% to 50% in 10 months is a huge jump. And he predicted by August 2025, it's going to be able to complete 90% of real world programming tasks that people pay 200 grand to get a degree in, and they go through a million interviews to get fucking hired as a software engineer. Okay, and so that is insane. That is the benchmark we're at when it comes to AI intelligence. And so since AI is able to do most of the real world repetitive easier problems that people go to college, they learn how to think, they learn a skill or a trade to solve these problems, that means the only problems left to solve are going to be the hard ones. Okay, that either you need to be smarter than AI, if that's going to even be possible, you need to have more resources, or you need to be able to think in a way that AI cannot think. And so due to the accessibility and ability of AI rapidly advancing, solving easy problems is becoming even easier and easier. It's making it more commoditized. So not only is the ability and the power of AI increasing, so is the accessibility and how many people actually have access to this power. Meaning that everyone can get access to it and solve these easy problems, which means it's going to become more and more commoditized. This means that the only way to stand out and make money will be to solve harder problems. And so I want to show you the difference between AI solutions, AI services that, two ends of the spectrum, someone who's trying to solve easy problems and have a commodity offer versus somebody who's trying to solve harder problems and get paid 10, 12, 15 grand upfront, like we teach people in our free community. Okay. And so if you want to struggle and if you want to sell an easy commodity offer, then go ahead and sell this. Okay, so most people, they know what an AI voice dialer is. You have platforms, GHL's including it, VAPI, Air AI. The truth is this is becoming commoditized. Even GHL included it into their platform. Everyone can get access to an AI voice dialer now. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and you want to offer this to the market, you're going to go ahead and fucking struggle. It's like selling short form content, like selling Facebook ads in 2024. Okay, and so this person, whoever you want to sell it to, whatever market, they have no customers, and their desired situation is lots of customers. And if the way you choose to bridge that gap is with one mechanism, which is an AI voice dialer, that is you solving an easy problem with a commodity offer. Okay, and so this commodity offers lower barrier to entry, meaning it's going to be much higher competition, meaning that not only are you going to be charging less for this because there's so many people selling the same thing, but it's going to be harder for you to close someone, meaning you're going to fucking struggle. Okay. And so it's becoming easier and easier to implement. So this is becoming a commodity. What you want to do is, you're probably wondering, how do you take this commodity offer and how do you solve a harder problem, or how do you solve the entire gap of the problem to sell it for 10, 12, 15 grand upfront to businesses? Well, you want to package it into an AI scaling system or an AI infrastructure. I use those two terms interchangeably. They mean the same exact thing. Okay. And so let's look at how an AI infrastructure will solve the same problem. And so instead of just solving one problem, which is following up with leads with an AI voice dialer, what you can do is you can solve each problem in the gap to take them from no customers to lots of customers. So for example, if you're targeting, let's say, online coaches or maybe chiropractors, this applies to any market that's trying to get more customers, if that's the problem you're trying to solve. And so instead of solving one problem, you want to solve each problem. So you can solve the offer problem, the lead gen problem, and the lead nurture problem. And so to get from here to here, you have to solve all of these problems instead of just one mechanism, which anyone can sell. Okay, this is why you struggle. This is why you cannot get customers. This is why people aren't even willing to pay $500 for this. You need to sell something like this. And so, for example, some mechanisms you can include to solve the entire gap is you can create them a new offer, basically consulting. So you can help them review their current offer, and if needed, create a new offer. From there, your prospect's going to need to get leads. Your client's going to need to get leads. And the way you can help them with that, you solve this problem, is by running ads for them. Okay, so you create Meta ads, Facebook ads, and you run it for them. And the reason why I'd recommend Facebook ads is because Meta's machine learning has gotten so good to the point where you just upload a creative and it's going to put it right in front of your prospect's eyes. So it's pretty leveraged to do media buying for your client. From there, you want to do lead nurture, and this is where the AI voice dialer comes into place. Okay, you can also have it connected to GHL, where from there it has some email snapshots, SMS automations to book them on a call. But don't you see the difference between this solution and this solution? This is just one mechanism that doesn't even solve the entire gap. So let's say, for example, you sell this and you implement it into your client's business. What if they have a bad offer? What if their ads don't even get any leads? So this voice dialer, it's not even going to be fucking calling anybody because no leads are coming in. While in this situation, you're making it impossible for your prospects to lose. You're solving every single problem that can ever happen. And this is why this is 10 times, 15 times more valuable than this right here. Okay, and this is a tangible asset. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're selling this and every time someone pays you $200 for this, and you're the one going into their business and you're connecting all the automations, you're selling your time for money. You're never gonna become rich unless you're willing to wait 30, 40 years. Do not sell your time for money. If you want to become rich quickly, 100K, 500K per month, whatever number you want to hit within whatever specific time period, you need to have leverage. And so what you want to do is you want to templatize this, create frameworks, create SOPs, and outsource all of it. This is a tangible asset that you place into people's business. This is why it is so much more valuable. This is an AI scaling system or an AI infrastructure. Like I said, I use those two terms interchangeably. And yes, this is higher barrier to entry to sell. This is harder to create than this, but it's going to be easier to sell it because it's less people, lower competition, and it's more valuable. Okay, and you can charge anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000, even $25,000, $30,000, depending on the market and the solution, depending on how painful the problem is that you're solving. If you're solving extremely painful problems for extremely rich people, you can sell for $1 million. Okay, it all depends on the problem you're solving and for what market. And it does take effort to set up and fulfill, and that is why it will always be valuable. Okay, and that's that. And so this means that more money is going to go to less people. And so if there's less people that can solve easier problems, and the only people that can make money are the harder problems, and the harder problems are becoming harder and harder because the easier problems are getting solved by AI and technology, that means that less people, the money is going to concentrate to less people. But what does this mean? That means that more money is going to go to less people. That yes, the problems are harder, but the reward is much higher. Okay, the stakes have never been this high, and you need to start playing the game right now if you haven't. And so what will be the most valuable thing a person can possess to solve these hard problems? If AI is going to be able to code and do arithmetic and all these functions in its head and do everything that all these college graduates and all these people who have degrees, if AI is going to be able to do everything, then what is the most valuable skill, mental model that a person can possess? It's simple. It's judgment and decision making. It's simple, but it's not easy. Okay, judgment and decision making is much more valuable than quote unquote skills. Okay, so engineering or math or whatever skill you want to classify. This is where all the people who have most of the money, this is the skills that they're going to have. And so because AI will obtain skills that automate many systems and business processes, the most valuable thing a human can possess will be judgment and decision making. And to simply define judgment, it's intelligence multiplied by experience. And I want you to ask yourself right now, how is it that everything Elon Musk does strikes gold? Every business, every venture he gets into or starts, he always wins and gets the outcome that he wants. Even in the recent 2024 presidential election, he went all in for Trump and he got the outcome he wanted. How is this possible? It's because he has the best judgment in the world. That's the answer. He has the best judgment in the world. He can identify and take advantage of opportunities better than anyone else because of his judgment. He has one of the highest levels of intelligence in the world, and also he has some of the most experience in engineering, technology development, business in the world, which means he has some of the best judgment in the world, which allows him to win at anything. There's a big chance that every or most college majors and skills will get disrupted by AI. The closer the skill or field is to the actual process of creating AI, the quicker it's going going to get disrupted. And that's from, again, the CEO of Anthropic. And basically what this means is that the closer the skill is, whatever, skill or domain you choose, the closer that skill is to the actual creation process of AI, the quicker it's going to get disrupted by AI. And so these are the examples he used. For example, programming, that's literally how AI is created. AI is a bunch of algorithms that are written in code. And since coding is extremely intimate, it's basically how AI is created. It's going to be one of the first things, and is one of the first things to get disrupted by AI. While on the other hand, farming has nothing to do with creating AI. It's going to be, on the other spectrum, one of the last things to get disrupted by AI. Okay? And so when it comes to judgment and decision making, what are the main things you need to have good judgment and decision making in? Well, the first thing is you want to pick the right opportunity. And so when it comes to the internet was a macro trend that created a lot of micro trends under it. So for example, the internet was a huge overarching trend, and under it, we had things like people selling digital products, people selling Facebook ads, people selling short form content. These are all micro trends under the overarching macro trend that, created lots of millionaires. And then same thing on the other hand, AI is on the same hierarchy as the internet, okay? And so AI is creating lots of opportunities like dialers, chatbots, automations, AI avatars, AI influencers, UGC, like it's going to be insane, okay? You want to be on top of all these opportunities, and you want to make sure that you see it before it even happens, and that is how you become rich. Okay. The next thing you need to have great judgment and decision making in is obtaining leverage. And there's 4 forms of leverage: code, capital, labor, and media. Like I said, you will not get rich from selling your time. You need to have these 4 things implemented into your business if you want to get rich. Okay, quickly at least. And so, what is the framework to survive the AI age? Since there will be more money going to fewer people, this means that the barrier to becoming rich is higher, but so is the reward. And here is the framework to create generational wealth in the AI age. And you do not want to miss out. Okay, if you missed out on the internet, okay, you have another chance. If you missed out on AI, we don't know if there's ever going to be another chance, since AI will be solving all the problems. And so step 1 is to create an AI solution. The way you do that is you want to pick a market, and once you pick the market, you want to ask yourself, what separates the top 1% of the market from the bottom 99%? So for example, if I want to create an AI solution for chiropractors, I need to ask myself, what separates the top 1% of chiropractors from the bottom 99%? And then you want to create an AI skilling system offer that bridges the entire gap. Okay, like this one right here that I displayed earlier, that bridges the entire gap. Okay, so for example, in the chiropractor situation, we have a normal chiropractor, and then we have top 1% chiropractor. What is the gap in between those two, and how can I bridge that gap using AI mechanisms and solving each problem with a sequence of mechanisms, if that makes sense? From there, you want to create an AI scaling system, and you want to create a sequence of mechanisms and infrastructure to place into their business. You will not get rich from selling your time. You need to have leverage. Step 2, you need to validate your solution. You want to visually map out your solution exactly like this. You can do this. The website is called lucid.app. You can create these sort of visualizations. You want to visually map it out like this and present it to your market. Okay, and so if I go back up here, visually map out your solution and present it to your market, and then you want to get feedback. And by the way, the way you present it and get feedback is you want to hop on calls and show your market and basically sell it. And to book calls, I have a bunch of other videos explaining how to book calls. Just leverage ads and content. You need to start creating content. There's so much competition. It's getting harder and harder to separate yourself. The best way to separate yourself: sell AI, create content. I have a bunch of other videos. You can check those out going over that exact thing. But after that, step 3 is leverage client acquisition. And just like I mentioned, leverage code to get clients. Basically ads and content. Ads is a short-term strategy, because the truth is content does take time, but your audience does compound over time, but it does take time. In the short term, you need to pay the bills, you need to make money, so you want to run ads and make money right away. There's no time to waste. Start winning right now. You can go 0 to 10K within a month if you're just starting, if you play the right way. Obviously, you need to have failures, you need to learn lessons, but it is possible. And so this is a simple framework to survive the AI age. And if you want to learn more, if you want to get more insights, you can go ahead. It's the first link in the description. Join our free AI scaling specialist community. We're giving away actionable insights on how exactly to separate yourself, what the offers to sell, how to get clients, everything from A to Z to separate yourself to become the top 1% in this swamped, saturated market. Okay, and so you can join that. It's the first link in the description. It's completely for free, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.